This is Mandee with Horse Family Magazine, and I'm here at the Equine Affaire with Tommy Garland. And Tommy has some new DVDs that just came out today that he's going to tell us a little bit about.
Yep, what I did, the first one is using the training ball to train your horse. I just had an article come out in Horse and Rider, and that came out in April. And so I've developed the DVD because so many people had questions about how you use it, how you blow it up, all that kind of stuff, and what you use it for your horse for. The next one is from the inside out. And what I did is I videoed and x-rayed bits, curbs, snaffles, different types in a horse's mouth. Then we added pressure to the bits and then x-rayed them again. So you saw what that bit did as pressure was applied to the horse's mouth. And I explained different types of bits. All the ones that were in these x-rays, I explained it. It's probably an hour-and-a-half DVD, but it goes through about 10 different bits. It's really interesting. Then I did one on groundwork over obstacles. So if you're working your horse, trying to get him better for trail riding, things like that, there's steps I go through that'll show you how to get better control over your horse, how to get him not to be scared to go through water or to go over a bridge. And I'll do things a little different to where I'll get them to stop right in the middle of the obstacle to where you control their footfall. When they step over a pole, instead of stepping over all the poles, we say whoa, they have to step one leg over the pole. So you really reinforce whoa. So it's a lot of, I got 2 more coming out when I get to Midwest. It's lunging for confidence, patience, and respect. So we have a lot of different things we're doing. I'm just getting ready to start a club. We're thinking of the name. One of the names we're thinking of is Team G. Trying to get that going. They'll get some DVDs free. They get t-shirt, booklet. What I've also started doing, nobody's doing, is audio. You download it on your iPod. You can go to the ring, and I'm gonna walk you through the steps, step by step by step. I've introduced it here, one of them. Everybody's loving it. So I've got more of those coming out as we go forward.
Yeah, I think that the use of iPods and audio is a great idea. We're actually talking about coming out with an iPhone app for Horse Family. So that brings me to the question, if you could have an iPhone app on your phone, what would you use it for? As far as, for us, we're thinking healthcare, so you can actually track when your horse was last vaccinated and that sort of thing.
Right.
So if you had an iPhone app for your horses, what do you think you would want on it?
That's probably a good idea. Have it where people can track when they gave their horses their shots last time, when the teeth were floated. So many people neglect the horse's teeth, and that's part of everything. And the feet, when they get it on a regular program of getting their feet trimmed. Because if your horse don't have feet, it's like your car not having wheels. It's not going anywhere. So that's probably a good app to put on there. Some people will do, like when they're breeding their mare, when the mare came in heat, so they can keep a track of it. Something like that could be interesting. So you have the right idea. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so too. We're excited about it.
Neat.
So tell me a little bit more about this training ball. I just saw the pictures of it online, and I'm not really familiar with it. So what does this training ball do? It's pretty big from what I've seen in the pictures. So tell me about that.
It's about 36 to 40 inches round. It has a cover on it. Weighs about 8 pounds. It's 3,000 microns thick. It's a thicker type of bladder in there, and it gives a horse confidence. A lot of horses will be scared at first when you start out and they're blowing and snorting at it. We start pushing it away from them. As they get used to it going away, it builds their confidence. Then we teach them, we ride and we do it, and pretty soon you can have it just hold on to the horn or just hold on south. That horse will follow that thing and chase it. Some horses really get into it. So when you come up to a obstacle on the trail, water, a bridge, going over a tree, they're more apt to go forward when you ask them to, because they realize when they push that ball, it rolled away. So they're like, oh, okay, this is going to move, it's no big deal, and they'll go right through it. So it's a real good training device. It helps desensitize the horse, get them quiet. When you bounce it, they get used to the sound as well as the movement going up and down, and I'll bounce it all around them. And I'll get it to bounce this high, just to get them used to that sound and the movement. So it has a lot of functions you can do with it. Then if you have kids, the kids love to play on it too. And I've got, a little boy, it's 7, and I've got 2 daughters, they're 17 and 18. In fact, they're at the farm now, riding horses, keeping everything going while I'm here. So it's kind of a family type of thing.
Yeah, well, we're all about family, hence our name, Horse Family.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that's great. Now, I noticed you're also online, and we're really big with the social media and social networking and whatnot. So why don't you tell our viewers where they can find you on Twitter and Facebook?
Go to Tommy Garland CPR Horsemanship on Facebook. Online it's TommyGarland.com. And I have a lot of training tips on there that I put on that are free. You get on, it tells you how to do certain things with your horse. Some of them are a minute long, some of them are 5 minutes. So, we're trying to reach out and let people learn new things, new ways to do things with the horse. My dad was a very good horseman, brought me up to think outside the box about training horses and do things in a different way. It's not always a cookie cutter. You might use a rope halter on this horse, but you might use a stud chain and a different type of halter on this horse because it's a colder blooded horse. So there's all different kind of apps to get your horse trained. So, and that's one good thing in growing up with him. He taught me to think outside the box about stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the way you got to be these days. You've got to be creative too. I've found everything that I work on, it's all about that creativity and hard work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, thank you so much for your time, Tommy. I'm really glad that you took the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. And so make sure you look up Tommy online on those websites that he listed, and you can find us at horsefamilymagazine.com.